Cool. I think that's recording now. So, Anna.
Yeah.
I'm just going to close this down. Tell us what you have been to see, or what you have seen and experienced. Particularly, obviously, we have been in lockdown. So, tell us about what you've seen.
So in lockdown, I realised that Cirque du Soleil have been putting up some 60-minute specials on YouTube of their various shows, and I decided to watch some of them because I've seen them before live and I just think they're amazing. So I wanted to see what it was going to be like on YouTube.
And did it live up to the expectations? Is it the same as being in the place, in the theatre?
Well, obviously it's different because in the actual place you get, you really feel the music and the lights and everything, but it was still really good on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I recommend it, and it's free, so.
Well, exactly.
Not like the actual show.
I always think with these things, when you see filmed performances or live performances that have been filmed, you end up seeing the detail that you wouldn't necessarily see when you're sat really far away in the cheap seats, which is usually where I am.
Yeah, and in some of the recordings, some of the artists actually have cameras on them. So when they're like jumping down onto trampolines and stuff, you can see from their perspective, which is quite cool.
That's amazing, yeah. So you wouldn't get that in real life, would you? You wouldn't get that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, it's quite a different way of engaging, but they both have their pros and cons, don't they? Because live theatre has that really immediate reaction. You're in the moment there. Whereas
and you're involved with the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Fab. Okay, so out of the whole show, or the whole 60 minutes that you saw, what did you like best then? What was the standout moment?
I liked two things. My absolute favourite thing was the tightrope walking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it takes a lot of courage. Mm-hmm. And they were really good because they thought of so many creative ways to cross the tightrope that I wouldn't even imagine. Yeah. And it was very entertaining, even if they had a few stumbles. They had such resilience that they were able to get back up and continue.
Yeah. Well, it's absolutely terrifying. That's a tightrope walk there? Are they doing
that?
No, that's
the one I'm watching.
This image here that you can see.
Oh no, this is from the show Cusa. Mm-hmm. It wasn't in the clip, but it was featured in the show.
Okay.
And no, they're not on the tightrope. They're just on the stage.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's not only the athleticism that these performers need, but the confidence and the courage and the bravery that they have to be able to do those stunts. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so mind-blowing that it's to see another human being be able to do something that you couldn't even fathom doing. It's quite adrenaline.
And they make it look so easy too.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned here about the costumes. So what about the costumes what stood out for you there?
So every different act was a different costume. So it was in the same sort of theme as the rest of the show. Yeah. But the costumes altered slightly, especially the different textures and materials, how they were all like combined as one. That sometimes some of the costumes looked like they were part of the person's skin.
I mean, I think costumes are so important, aren't they? Especially if you're in the audience quite far away, that you need something that's going to have an impact from afar, and that you can see and recognise.
Yeah, and since there's no speech in their shows, there's just music and singing. The costumes really like show how a character's feeling as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a really important point, actually, that not only have they got to perform and make every movement as dramatic and exaggerated as possible to be able to show what they're doing, they also have to, the costumes say a lot about that character. And has a real visual impact. You know, if there's one person, like I can just from this picture, if there's one person in a stripy gestury outfit or something, and then everyone else is in those other outfits, you know, you get a kind of a whole group wearing one thing and one person standing out in another thing. That creates impact, doesn't it? This fire breather. So was that from a different show, or was that just to give an example of what was seen?
Oh no, it was the same. So it was a different show. It was the same clip though, and because it was 3 different shows in one clip.
Oh right, okay, yeah. That's fantastic. I mean, fire breathing is just one of those. Oh, goodness me. I mean, it's kind of combining extreme sports, extreme adrenaline fueled sort of acts with this creative performance, you know. So you've got that crossover, isn't it? I mean, it's circus, and I suppose circus is the starting point, isn't it, for Cirque du Soleil? Circus skills. I mean, is it something that you've ever wanted to explore, circus skills, or have you done anything like that before? Like, not fire breathing, but
definitely not fire breathing. But I have tried juggling and going on a unicycle, but I wasn't too great at it.
Yeah. Well, so you've said
it was fun though.
The art forms are involved: lighting, music, trampolining, fire dancing, costume design, set design, acting, dance, and acrobatics. That's the right word. That's a very good word. Yeah.
There's lots more, but
I think having the human body being able to, as a form of expression, is quite amazing, isn't it? You know, you're using your body to tell a story, or to a particular shape might say something. I think it's really interesting. Okay, so what do you think could have been done differently?
So I found it quite hard to find anything that I didn't like or that could have been done differently. But there was, near the end, there was a snippet from a show called Car that I didn't really like, because the way like the characters moved, the music and the effects of it gave me the sense of being in like a fighting video game.
Oh, okay.
And I don't really like video games, although it was quite creative how the perspective of it and everything, but I didn't really like it as much as maybe somebody else might have.
And you also said it lasts a bit too long.
Yeah, and it's a bit repetitive after a while. And yeah, maybe if they changed it up a bit, it would have been way better than it is.
I think that's a valid point. And it's all, you know, one person might really like that scene and another person might not. I think that's the beauty, in a way, of live performance and art in general, is one person can think one thing and another person can think another. And
that's why I'm saying maybe if they balanced it out a little bit, so that if people didn't like it, it wasn't as repetitive, and it lasted a bit less.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've seen one Cirque du Soleil show, but I got really cheap seats right at the top, and I had really restricted view, and I couldn't see anything, so it was really, really uninspiring, and I wasn't very impressed. Or if I'd been, but I think generally the show, I can't remember which one it was. It just didn't have the impact that we were expecting, due to the costumes, due to all these things that you've mentioned. Actually, it does make a difference if things are brightly coloured. And you know, one year there might be a costume designer that's just really good. It comes on, they bring someone that's really good to make it look interesting, and another year it's got different tone.
Yeah.
So
and it's different styles, so
yeah,
it's whatever you like best.
Exactly. And would you recommend this to others, and why?
So I would absolutely recommend this to anyone, because if you have a phone, a tablet or a computer, and you have YouTube, you can watch it for free. And you can also get a little taster of what it's like. So if after lockdown you can go to see one of their shows, you already kind of get a feeling of what it's going to be like.
Absolutely. And actually, as much as we don't want to think about the future being not going to museums and galleries and theatres and things like that, we are living in a world where we're going to have to make the most of what's available to us online, isn't it? And to what we can access. And as much as it isn't the same experience, it's a different experience watching these things online. And
but it's still an experience.
It is, exactly. And you can still learn something from it. So yeah, really well done. I think it looks great. I think I might have a little watch of it as well. But is there anything else you wanted to say about your experience?
Not really. I just go and watch it because it's really good.
Absolutely, well done. Okay, we'll sign out now. Okay.